Kyle Bailey, and I am the CEO and founder of NuVinAir Global. Yeah, I mean, I think every franchisor should know or really learn about working with franchisees is, a saying that we say in our corporate culture and our corporate team is that ABC, always be communicating. I see too often where franchisors and franchisees have this separation, and that really comes from mistrust and lack of communication. So if you can do a better job at emerging communication, these are your partners, not your employees or your children, and they have a lot to contribute to the business offering. So, we put protocols in our business to make sure that we're on a group call with our franchisees. If it's not weekly, it's bi-weekly, to make sure that there's always communication and support going on, because it helps the entire company focus on brand importance and look at the same scope of work versus getting spread too thin and spending too much time on business management practices. Yeah, I mean, we were a different scenario. So I think our biggest challenge was making the decision to go franchise, because we set up as a distributorship. So, I think it was one of the biggest lessons that we learned. And from that learning, really what it comes down to is to make sure that you're partnering with the right franchisees. Take your time. I've done consulting for franchises. I've seen where franchises get really excited in that brand emerging or at the beginning time, where that excitement also excites a network of consultants and leads. And sometimes it's hard to say no, especially when you're stuck in that excitement. And just know that through that dating period, there's a marriage that does occur. So just make sure that the qualifications of the candidates that you select really fit not only the cultural alignment, which is extremely important, but they have the wherewithal and the understanding, and you have the operational support to support those candidates in growing in your network. So I think the biggest lesson is take time, and if it doesn't fit your brand, if the brand's not a good fit for them and they're not a good fit for a partnership, for a long-term partnership, then make the decision to say no. It's okay to say no when it comes to selling units or selling franchises. Yeah, what I think every business owner should really know, especially if they're new to franchising, before they franchise their brand, understand the law, okay? Because you might be not even understanding or knowing that you're breaking the law due to franchise law. So, get real good legal counsel before you set up your business as a franchise. Make sure that it is the right way to go. But, understand the law. If you end up doing things and you bring on the wrong people, sometimes they might have more acknowledgement on that. And will set up cracks or disruption for your brand. And I see too often where, new companies that are just going into franchise for the first time, they put all this work up to that moment to get into this kind of franchise opportunity, and it can get destroyed really quickly. And I hate to see that when these new brands emerge. So, take your time, understand the franchise law, understand registration states, and just all the compliance stuff. And if it still makes sense for your business, which, franchising is awesome. It has a real awesome upside with building the brand and emerging the brand. But if you don't know the law, you can lead to real long-term mistakes and potentially closure of all the work that you've done up to that point. Yeah, what should every franchisee know before they join a brand is another great question. I think it's more of self-reflection. The dating period is really exciting, and I'll tell you that a lot of franchisors have a very specific process that they're good at, and that's that dating period. There's going to be a lot of excitement about the brand, and this is going to look like a good fit. Take your time. If you're jumping into business ownership for the first time, really slow down and take your time. Date a few brands before you get married. It's okay to date multiple opportunities, because I see too often where a candidate will get excited about the first brand presented and they make that decision and it was not a good decision. It doesn't fit them. So I think that if you take your time when it comes to business ownership and make sure that you have alignment not only with the opportunity, but the people that are going to be supporting you, the corporate team. Do you believe in a mission? Do they have a mission? Can you see yourself working in the operations? Talk to other franchisees within that brand and get perspective. Critical feedback is always good. I'd rather have our franchisees tell any of our candidates that are going through qualification the lows versus the highs. Because if they see themselves still excited about some of the lows or some of the work, then we know that they're going to have a better cultural fit in our brand. So take your time and really date a few brands before you get married. These are long contracts. I mean, the advice that I would give myself, if I had to go back to the younger days before I really got into franchising, the advice that I would say is really take your time. I think, we got to slow down sometimes. And, when it comes to the highs and lows, every business is going to have them. Inflection points can be a real good thing. COVID, we experienced that in the franchise world. And unfortunately, it shut a lot of people down. For us personally, NuVinAir Global, it helped us emerge and open up opportunity because we weren't so stuck in our ways. It actually opened up and expanded our opportunity to give back, which presented other partnerships and did a lot of great things during a very pressing time. So if I really had to go back and look at myself, it's going to be okay. But in the highs, make sure that you're planning. Don't get too excited in the highs because you start to lose your footing on your core infrastructure. In the lows, always be planning, but allow yourself to learn as a brand because the lows are teaching. I think that, we as humans and as people, if we're in a place of conditioning or we're going through a pressing time, that's when we're learning, and we're learning different tools of adaptation. When we're successful and we're having an easy kind of coast moment, there's really not a lot of emerging or learning going on through that time. So plan in the excitement and learn in the lows, but stay consistent. And so, for me personally, it's been a lot of those ups and down wars to realize that if you can stay at a zero balance as an owner and not make decisions based on the highs and not make decisions based on the lows, but make decisions what's best on for the brand and the long-term future and health of the company, no matter what's going on in the world around you, those are the best decisions you can make.